ISP's therapeutic model works because it's relationship-based, trauma-informed and attachment-informed, and because it integrates multiple forms of therapeutic support around the fostering family. It recognises that children heal through relationships, not simply through behaviour management or individual therapy. We are set up to invite adults to stay curious about children rather than leaning into blame, pathologising, punishment or rejection. That does not mean that boundaries disappear. Children absolutely need structure, safety and predictability. But the approach asks adults to think carefully about what children might be trying to communicate beneath the surface. At ISP, therapeutic support is not seen as separate from daily life. Children have a collaborative team around them, including foster parents, therapists, education specialists and social workers. Foster parents themselves receive significant therapeutic training and reflective support because caring for our complex children can be emotionally demanding. Foster parents also need emotional containment, support and space for reflection. At ISP, that training is not treated as a one-off course or a basic induction. Foster parents follow a long-term City and Guilds assured therapeutic pathway, and the pathway is designed to develop therapeutic thinking, emotional understanding and reflective capacity over time. The pathway encourages foster parents to think deeply, not only about children's experiences and ways of coping, but also about themselves, their own histories, their own emotional responses, their own relationship patterns, and pathways into fostering, and the ways that these may shape how they experience and respond to our children. There's a really strong emphasis on reflexivity throughout. Foster parents are supported to reflect on questions like, what does this child's behaviour communicate? What strategies might have helped this child adapt in earlier life? What feelings does this child evoke in me? How might my own experiences shape the way that I interpret distress, conflict, dependency, rejection or closeness? That reflective process is incredibly important because therapeutic fostering is relational work and it can be challenging at times. No one can do this alone, and that's why we strive to sustain a robust peer and professional community of support. At ISP, we understand that many responses adults experience as difficult may have once been highly adaptive survival strategies in unsafe environments. Hypervigilance, emotional withdrawal, aggression, people-pleasing, control or avoidance often makes sense when understood in the context of what children have lived through. So rather than pathologising children, we try to understand the intelligence and survival value within those adaptations while helping children to gradually develop safer and more flexible ways of relating as their circumstances change. The therapeutic pathway also helps foster parents to build a really strong, supportive peer community. Collectively, our foster parents have an incredible amount of experience and expertise, so that peer support is really valuable. Therapeutic fostering can be emotionally intense work, and no one should feel they are doing it alone. Through training groups and reflective discussions, through shared experiences of learning together and community events, foster parents build relationships with one another that really sustain them through the more challenging periods of fostering. There's a really strong culture of shared practice and mutual support, and people celebrate success together, think together during difficult times, and recognise together the extraordinary impact therapeutic fostering can have on children's lives. That wider sense of belonging and community is important for children as well. ISP places strong emphasis on creating community experiences where children, foster families and staff can feel connected rather than isolated. Events like ISP's Fun Day bring together looked after children, foster families, birth children and staff in spaces centred around play and joy and connection. That community ethos reflects wider relational and radical healing perspectives, which recognise that healing does not happen just within individuals or in therapy rooms. Healing is also cultural, relational and collective, and should be grounded in community. Children often recover through experiences of belonging, safety, community, shared meaning and emotionally dependable relationships. And ultimately, that is what fostering therapeutically is trying to create. Not simply treatment and symptom reduction, but environments where children can gradually feel safe enough to belong, develop, trust and grow, and imagine a future for themselves. Trauma-informed practice also means recognising barriers that children might experience when trying to access support. Some children may understandably have very conflicted relationships with care, authority, support and help seeking because of what they've experienced. Some children may also have experienced marginalisation, discrimination, disrupted cultural belonging, or systems that have not always understood their needs or voices. At ISP, we believe therapy needs to be child-centred and sensitive to children's individual experiences, identities, preferences, and developmental needs. We never expect children simply to engage in short-term, quick-fix therapy just because adults want rapid progress. Instead, we allow children to move at their own pace and follow their own process in exploring trust, relationships, and emotional safety. Often, the work begins with helping children discover that trusted adults can stay emotionally present, reliable, and containing over time. That relational experience can become the foundation for growth, healing, and development. Some children may need direct psychotherapy. Others may initially prefer support focused around or delivered by the adults caring for them. Some children communicate most safely through art, through play or music or movement. Some like to work with animals or outdoor activities rather than traditional talking therapies. ISP's therapeutic services can also include CBT, DBT, ACT, psychodynamic or psychotherapy, play therapy, arts therapies, speech and language therapy, EMDR, and other specialist interventions. Children are also carefully matched with therapists, including giving them opportunities for introductory or chemistry meetings where appropriate. One of the things we know from both research and practice is that healing is rarely linear. Children often make progress gradually, relationally, and over time. Some of the most important changes are not always dramatic. Sometimes it's a child finally sleeping through the night, or asking for help when they need it instead of becoming aggressive, or beginning to believe that adults might stay.